Over 60? Let me hit you with a question that most people are scared to even ask out loud. When did your body start feeling like it quietly changed the rules without telling you? Because one day you wake up, swing your legs out of bed, and boom, your knees crack like they're stepping on popcorn. Your back feels stiff for no clear reason. And for half a second, your heart drops because you think, okay, something's wrong. And that fear doesn't come from pain. It comes from uncertainty. Because nobody ever sat you down and explained what normal aging actually feels like. So your brain fills in the blanks with worst-case scenarios. And that's where the panic starts. Not in the body, but in the mind. And let's talk about that cracking and popping first, because it freaks almost everyone out. The sound alone is enough to make you think your joints are wearing out like old tires. But doctors will quietly tell you that most of those sounds are just tiny gas bubbles releasing in the fluid around your joints or tendons shifting over bone, especially after sitting or sleeping too long. And yeah, it sounds dramatic, but dramatic doesn't mean dangerous. It just feels louder now because you're paying attention. And attention changes everything. Then there's the muscle thing. The one that sneaks up on you when you're putting on a shirt and your arms don't fill it out the way they used to. Or when climbing stairs suddenly feels heavier than it did 5 years ago. And the scary thought creeps in. Am I getting weak? But here's the truth most people don't hear. Muscle loss after 60 is common, expected, and modifiable. It's called sarcopenia, and it happens when muscles aren't challenged. Not because your body is quitting on you. And the wild part is your muscles are still listening. They're just waiting for a reason to stay. Then comes the memory stuff. And man, this is where fear really gets loud. Forgetting names, misplacing keys, walking into a room and freezing like your brain hit pause. And suddenly you're wondering if this is the beginning of something irreversible. But doctors see this every day. And they'll tell you that normal aging slows recall speed. It doesn't erase intelligence. Your brain still knows the information. It just takes a little longer to fetch it, like an old phone with too many apps running. And stress, poor sleep, dehydration, and medications make it way worse. But nobody explains that at family dinners or doctor visits. So silence turns into fear, and fear turns into shame. And people stop talking about it. Then there's the belly fat mystery. Eating the same meals, same portions. But the waistline grows anyway, and people blame themselves. Call themselves lazy, weak, undisciplined. When in reality, hormones shift, muscle mass drops, metabolism slows. And fat redistributes toward the center as a protective mechanism, not a punishment. And the body isn't betraying you. It's adapting. And finally, there's that deep fatigue. The kind that hits even on days you didn't do much. And that scares people, because tired used to mean something specific. Now it feels different, heavier. But aging cells produce energy less efficiently. Recovery takes longer. And your body now demands rest instead of adrenaline. And that's not weakness, that's wisdom. And when you put all of this together, the cracks, the memory slips, the muscle loss, the belly fat, the fatigue, what you're really seeing isn't collapse. It's transition, and the real danger isn't aging. It's misunderstanding it. Because when people don't know what's normal, they assume the worst. And fear becomes the loudest voice in the room. And here's where things shift. Because once you understand that these changes aren't alarms but signals, everything feels different. The fear loosens its grip. Your shoulders drop. Your breathing slows. And you realize you're not broken. You're just running a new version of yourself. One with different rules, different strengths. And yeah, different limits. But limits don't mean the end. They mean intention. And the people who age the best aren't the ones who fight every wrinkle or ache like it's an enemy. They're the ones who adjust without panic, who move their bodies daily, even if it's slower, lift light weights without ego, Drink more water than they think they need. Sleep like it actually matters, because it does. And stop comparing themselves to younger versions of who they used to be, because comparison is emotional poison, and I've seen people in their 70s who walk taller, think clearer, and laugh harder than people half their age. Not because they got lucky, but because they stopped fearing age and started working with it. And listen, aging is not a failure. It's proof you survived. It's a privilege denied to many. And if you've been silently worrying about your body changing, you're not weak, you're human. And you deserve honesty instead of fear. So if any part of this felt personal, drop a comment and say, I'm not alone, because someone else reading that needs it more than you know. And if this opened your eyes even a little, share it with someone who's been quietly scared, but hasn't said it out loud. Because knowledge calms fear, and fear ages people faster than time ever could. And the best suggestion I can leave you with is this: listen to your body without panic. Respect its signals. Stay curious instead of scared. And remember that growing older doesn't mean growing smaller. It just means growing wiser, if you let it.